Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing the game Katawa Shoujo. Now last episode, a lot happened. We were given a major choice. Basically what happened was Emmy and her mom started talking about the accident, and Emmy's mom didn't realize that Emmy hadn't opened up to Hisao all the way about the accident or why Emmy was so sort of withdrawn and sad a lot of the time. So she made a big mistake, and it pissed off Emmy, and Emmy excused herself from the table, and it kind of ruined dinner, and there was a choice to either follow her and talk to Emmy or to talk to Emmy's mom. Now, I, just knowing Emmy from this playthrough, playing through completely blind, and as I've said before, if I fuck up everything, I'm going to go back and I'm going to play back from that point so that we can get the good ending as well. Like, if this is the bad ending, we're going to definitely do that. But anyway, so what happened was we pursued Emmy because we don't want to talk behind her back. Sure, she was asking for a little bit of space, but at the same time, it felt really wrong to go to her mom and get all the details of her life that she's been trying to sort of hold back this whole time, and then just spring them on Emmy later at another time. That just feels like we're going behind her back. I don't like the idea of that. So anyway, we confronted Emmy, we got into a big huge fight with her, she kicked us out of the house, and now Hisao is waking up back at school and is pretty bummed out, so let's continue. The morning alarm sounds and I roll over, switching it off. My eyes open blearily to stare at the ceiling. What am I going to do? Do I get out of bed, go down to the track, and pretend that nothing happened? Will Emmy even show up? After last evening's events, I doubt it. Even supposing that she did, what would I do then? Get over this fight just to dance the same routine the next time something's bothering her? I know that I spoke hastily last evening, especially trying to use her father as leverage. But was anything I said really off the mark? She won't let me in, ever, and she'll be forced to suffer alone. Nothing I do, nothing I say is going to change that. She won't change, and she's already decided to keep me at arm's length. Can I really bring myself to go down there and see her, knowing that I'm never going to get past where I am now? Oh. No, I decide. I really can't. Not today. I roll over and go back to sleep. Ah, Hisao, you puss. She probably won't be there anyway. Damn. A similar mental conversation repeats itself when it comes time to go to lunch, and I eat in the cafeteria alone. I don't want to see her. The very thought makes me feel ill. That night, I go for a run. I'm solo for the first time since Emmy got sick after the track meet. Skipped seeing the nurse, just in case he asked about Emmy. I don't want to talk to her either. Man, dude, Hisao. I hope he pulls out of this and, like, goes, hey, I really do have to talk to her, and we have to resolve this, because, honestly, I'm going to be bummed if they don't end up together. The next day, I do the same thing. Alarm off, stay in bed, eat alone, run alone. To fill the time that I would usually be spending with Emmy, I start reading more. It works surprisingly well until I find myself ducking into a restroom because I see her walking down the hall in between classes. Oh, come on, Hisao! If she noticed me, she didn't show it, even though I don't suppose she ever shows anything. Certainly not to the girls from her class I see her talking cheerfully to, or to her fellow track members, especially not to me. Alarm off, stay in bed. Well, at least he's still running. Like, that's the number one good thing that he's gotten out of being with Emmy, is that she pushed him on a physical level so that he wasn't afraid of his own bodily limitations anymore. And he has been able to get healthier. He's even said that to both Emmy and the nurse and to, I think, Emmy's mom last time, right? But regardless, he is a lot healthier. That's a good thing. You know, sound body, sound mind kind of thing. Hopefully it's going to work out to be sound mind as well. We'll find out. Muto and I had a lengthy talk about the possibility that string theory is plausible. I don't buy it myself. Oh, really, Hisao? I love string theory. As someone who took physics back in high school, I dig that stuff. I'm a huge nerd, though. More than 4 dimensions I can buy, but a bunch of vibrating strings at the subatomic level? That's asking a bit much. Looks like I'm not the only one to think this way, too. Apparently it's not really as strong a theory as it once was. Muto says that's just because nobody has found the right way of looking at the data yet. Eat alone. The rooftop is deserted today. I briefly wonder where Emmy and Rin are, but shrug off the question. The important thing is that they aren't here, so I won't have to talk to them. Since I have nobody to talk to, I bring a book with me to read. The weather's nicer, if getting a little hot. Hopefully it will be cooler in the evening. A cool breeze seems to back up my theory. Man, so he does a lot of reading. I hope he's not reverting back to what he was doing before and he just stops going to the track. Run alone. It is, in fact, cooler at the track. No sign of Emmy, which is exactly the sort of thing I'm going for. I stretch out and start on my usual run, trying hard to ignore the lack of a running partner in front of me. Finding my thoughts drifting damnably to that girlish laugh, incorrigible grin, those wide and friendly eyes, her incredibly toned body. I increase the pace to clear my head, chew up the distance between me and the turns, find the speed that makes me think only of my legs and how much they burn. I glance at my watch as I round the final turn, noting that my time's gotten faster. Oh, I hope he doesn't push himself too hard. My heart seems a little squirrely tonight, so I give myself a few extra cooldown laps just to be safe. Yeah, don't kill yourself because of this, Asao. That would be like the worst ending. No reason to bring this to the nurse's attention. I'll be fine. Rather Emmy-ish thought to have, I'll admit. See, she's obviously on his mind all the time. He needs to stop being such an ass. I have to hope that eventually I'll stop thinking about her so much. That's not the way to do it, dude. I think we picked the wrong way. I really think we picked the wrong path. We're gonna have to replay it. We're gonna have to go back to the dinner and pick the right choice to talk to the mom. Unless some miracle happens, I do not see Hisao pulling out of this. This is bad. I finished another book before going to bed that night. I'll have to stop by the library tomorrow. Oh, Hisao, you stinky bastard. Alright. I don't know why I keep the alarm early on anymore, but it wakes me up the next morning just the same. I still turn it off and go back to sleep. Oh, Misha. That afternoon, as I get ready to head to the cafeteria for another solo lunch, I've got a new book about a couple of con men in ancient Persia that I'm pretty excited about reading. I'm suddenly cornered by Misha and... I guess just Misha. That's weird. That's very weird.
Off to eat alone again, Hee-chan? We've noticed, you know.
We?
Uh-huh. Shi-chan and I noticed that you've been spending more time alone. She wanted me to find out why, so I told her I'd ask you.
I'm surprised she didn't just ask me herself.
She would've, but she wanted to get a head start on some paperwork. There's a lot of it since we're coming up on the end of the term, you know?
Why the sudden interest in my well-being anyway?
Shi-chan said, it is the duty of the student council to keep track of the emotional health of its students, to allow a constituent to spiral into depression unchecked would be an unfortunate failure in the council's duties.
Well, that's easy, then. I'm not depressed.
But you're eating alone and nobody's seen you and Emmy together at all. Something happened, didn't it, Hee-chan?
Misha's voice takes on a slightly sterner tone, though somehow she keeps the familiar lilt at the end of her sentences. I purse my lips, uncertain about how to respond. Oh, man. Downplay the issue or give in and let Misha know. Damn, see, we're given another choice, so I don't know, did we pick the right path or... Oh, man. Oh, man, now I gotta save over something again. Crap. Well, might as well save over the file that we made last time because I still have the other chance to go back to the dinner and fix things if I need to. Downplay the issue or give in and let Misha know. I feel like Misha's a good friend. I feel like I should probably let her know at this point. Because I don't want to be like Emmy. I don't want Hisao to turn into Emmy and just bottle everything up and not let anyone into his life and end up just being like this flying solo maverick guy. Well, I suppose someone else knowing about my problem can't hurt. Heck, maybe Misha can even offer some advice. We had a fight at her house. I keep trying to get close to her and she won't let me get close, and I said something stupid and she threw me out.
Have you talked to her since then?
Misha looks genuinely concerned. I'm surprised, as I'd almost expected her to drop the subject after finding out what the trouble was. Even more surprising is how quickly I find myself spilling my guts to her. No, I haven't. I just can't bring myself to face her after that. I made a complete fool of myself, and she probably hates me now anyway, especially since I haven't seen her since then.
You're pretty slow, Hee-chan.
This doesn't sound like advice. Huh? Misha places her hands on her hips and launches into a speech that would sound more plausible coming from Shizune.
The solution to your problem is simple. You have to go and apologize to her. Leaving things like this would just make things worse. You can't know that she hates you now unless she tells you. Otherwise, there's no evidence that what you fear is true. And if you really care about her, shouldn't you be worried about how she's taking all this?
With a sudden start, I realize that she's right. I've kept waking up to an early alarm because part of me wants to meet Emmy at the track for our runs. I've kept running because I know that Emmy would worry about me if I didn't stay healthy. When I went on that roof yesterday, I was half hoping that she would be up there, and felt disappointed when she wasn't. I'm an idiot.
Kinda, Hee-chan.
Misha's awesome. I like Misha a lot.
So, go and apologize to her as soon as you can, okay?
I opened my mouth to say that I'll do it right away, but the lunch bell rings and I realize that I still have afternoon classes to attend. First thing after class is over, I'll go see her, I promise. And, thanks for the advice, I guess. Misha beams at me as if I were a child that just had learned his ABCs.
Good. I'll let Hee-chan know that you're okay then.
Yeah, you do that. With a wave and completely disregarding the fact that people are starting to trickle back into the classroom as opposed to out of it, Misha departs the classroom. I suppose she and Shizune have student council business again. Aw, thanks, Misha. While the afternoon wears on, I find myself impatient for lessons to end. I need to see Emmy now. I have to try to set things right. Even if Emmy hates me now, I have to at least apologize. I owe her that much. Should I meet her in a room? No. I decided it would delay things too much. If I know Emmy, then I can find her at the track. Still have no idea what I'm going to say when I get there, but I take comfort in knowing that Emmy probably wouldn't have a plan for something like this either. Play it by ear. Stop being nervous and just get to the track. Figure the rest out when I get there. Yeah, you go, Hisao. Go! Come on, man. Go get this girl. The track looms ahead and another jolt of nerves hits me in the gut. I resist the urge to turn and walk away and instead note with satisfaction that I was right and Emmy is still running. I don't make myself immediately known. I find a seat in the bleachers and watch her run instead, thinking back to earlier meetings. After a few trips around the track, Emmy notices me and skids to a halt, an expression of surprise that slides easily into one of anger. Uh-oh.
What are you doing here?
Not quite the response I'd hoped for, but at this point, I don't have much of a choice. I wanted to apologize for what I said the other day.
The other day?
She laughs, a curt exclamation of disbelief.
It's been almost a week, Hisao.
Yeah, well, better late than never, right? Emmy crosses her arms and stares at me coolly as if sizing me up. Finally, she nods.
I suppose you're right. Water under the bridge, then. I forgive you. Is that all?
Her almost impatient question catches me so off guard that she's already halfway down the track before I think to shout after her, "No, wait!" She doesn't seem to have heard me, or she just doesn't want to hear me, and so I give chase, disregarding completely the fact that I'm not dressed for it. Uh-oh. Hisao, don't kill yourself now in front of Emmy. That would be awful, too. My feet hurt and my shirt collar feels like a noose around my neck, but I still chase after her because if I don't, I'll lose my chance. Emmy hasn't started to really accelerate yet, which is probably the only reason why I'm able to catch up to her, to reach out and tap her on the shoulder, just before my legs give up running in dress shoes and stumble to a stop. Now this feels like the right ending right here. I hope this ends up great. Surprisingly, fortunately, all that running seems to have paid off. I'm short of breath, yes, but at least my heart isn't actively trying to force its way out of my ribcage. My touch on her shoulder has stopped Emmy, and while there's a flash of concern when she sees me catching my breath, it seems that she has a good idea of what I'm capable of too. The concern is short-lived.
What?
Sorry guys, man, that was a good one. She seems so irritated by my being still there that I almost lose my nerve, but I've lost my nerve enough. I need to explain myself. Why I can't just let the matter rest. Emmy folds her arms and bounces one blade on the ground in an approximation of tapping her foot impatiently. Angry as she is, and as nervous as I am, she still looks beautiful.
Okay, Hisao. Explain.
The thing is, I know that you're really sensitive about the accident and about your dad. I can see Emmy's face twitch at the mention of the two things that have been steadily driving us apart, or at least made me feel like we were being driven apart. But that's why I want to know about them, I think. Because I see how much they hurt you, and I want to be there to comfort you. It makes me miserable seeing you sleepless and depressed. And don't pretend you aren't, because I know, okay? I just remember that night when you fell asleep with me and had that nightmare, and that you were happy to have me there when you woke up. I want to be able to be there for you like that whenever you need me to be. Aw, Emmy. The stern face cracks slightly. Emmy interrupts before I can continue further.
Just Stop right there. We can't see each other anymore, okay?
Damn it, Emmy, don't do this. She's rushing now, looking everywhere but at me. I'm surprised she doesn't bolt. She knows I can't catch her.
We're not right for one another.
That's not true and you know it.
No, it's true. You're too...
I know. I know that I've been pushy about knowing your past. If you can't tell me yet, then at least let me be there, even if I don't know the reason. It's okay, I promise. I won't ask why you need comfort. I'll just give it freely. Emmy's shaking her head and tears seem to be threatening the corners of her eyes.
Stop saying that.
Why? Because you're afraid you'll take me up on it?
I'm not afraid.
I can't keep the chiding tone from my voice as I respond. Yes, you are. You told me yourself, remember? That's okay. Really, it is. However, it seems to me that someone who'd managed to come out of that wreck and still be as energetic and cheerful as you are would be determined enough to face that fear.
Determination? What do you know about determination?
I know that there's a girl so determined to take care of a total stranger that she'd steal his food at a festival. I know that there's a girl so determined to help me with my own problems that she'd draw up a complete dietary and exercise plan, and that she'd not only draw up the plans, but she'd follow them with me, even when she couldn't run. Determined enough to keep me at an arm's length, that she'd put herself through emotional pain if she thought it was the right thing to do. Although, there's one thing that this determined girl didn't quite plan for, which was that I might feel that same kind of determination to keep her from being hurt. I fell in love with you, and I refuse to let that be thrown away because you're afraid of losing me. Aw, this is sweet. Aw. What little control Emmy still has at this point cracks, and I find myself suddenly enveloped in her embrace as she cries.
Why are you doing this? Why can't you just leave me alone?
I hold her close and plant a kiss on the top of her head. I'm sorry, Emmy. You helped me when I first arrived, so now I have to help you. It's only fair.
You're utterly hopeless, did you know that?
She hiccups and trembles a little. Funny, I could say the same about you.
Can you do something for me, Hisao?
Anything.
Can you go now?
Feels like she's just shoved a knife through my chest. Oh my god, that's not what we want to hear. Go?
I need to think, okay? I can't just tell you everything yet. I'm still scared, and when you're around, I can't think clearly. But do me another favor.
What's that?
Show up for a morning run tomorrow.
I smile, feeling better than I have all week. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world. God, she gave me a scare, guys. I won't even lie. I was like, what the hell is gonna happen here? Like, when I thought she was gonna just be like, sorry, it's not too little, too late, not enough. Oh, man, this game really jerks with me. Emmy steps back slowly, almost reluctantly. She sniffles a little and then grins at me, a real smile that lights up the track, overpowering the fading evening's light.
See you tomorrow, Hisao.
Okay. She gives him a kiss. She darts forward suddenly, planting a soft kiss on my lips, then steps back shyly. Yes! Guys, we're back in it. Oh, damn, it feels good. I'm sorry if this seems super lame to you guys, but, like, I am so invested in this story at this point. Like, it's been hours and hours that I've played this freaking game, and, like, if I'd gotten all the way to the end and Hisao and Emmy couldn't patch shit up, I was gonna, like, explode. I was gonna be so sad. This is good. I'm happy. Anyway, let's continue. Spinning on her back foot, she takes off running again, and I know that our conversation's at an end. Excuse me, guys, got the burpees. Finally. 19 minutes into the episode. My lips tingle with the warmth of that brief kiss and the memories of other longer kisses. I walk back to my room with a spring in my step. Tomorrow, when my alarm goes off, I'll get up. Yay! Awesome. Very, very good stuff. That can't be the end of the game, can it? That's not the end of the game, is it? Act 4 Emotion. Alright, well, does that mean we're moving on to Act 4? This is a long freaking game. Is this ever gonna end? I mean, I really like this game a lot, and I want it to continue, but god damn is it long. It's really freaking long. The morning sun is bright through my open window, and the sound of my alarm quickly has me up and about. I slept surprisingly well last night, secure in the knowledge that at least I've got another chance with Emmy. If I can just keep myself from doing anything stupid, maybe I'll find out what's been eating her recently. I have a few educated guesses, but nothing concrete. And certainly nothing that I'm going to say to her. I'd much prefer to have her tell me herself. There you go, Hisao. Give her a little bit of breathing room and let her know that you're sorry, but at the same time, let her know that you care about her. Emmy is waiting for me as promised, looking a little haggard, but otherwise bright and cheerful, much more so than any previous day this week.
Hisao, you're late.
I wave my hand dismissively. Nonsense, you're just early. Emmy grins back, and it feels like we're finally back where we should be with one another. Except now Emmy, not just me, wants to take another step forward. Although a part of me worries that she'll back out at the last second. Man, I was doing so good, guys, and now I'm like self-destructing with my reading. I'm sorry. I'll do better the rest of this, I promise.
Hurry up and stretch, Hisao. I don't want to miss the bus.
The bus?
Yeah, the bus. I want to show you something, and I don't want to be late.
Oh, okay. I try not to grin too wide. I'm happy beyond words that Emmy wants to hang out after the run at all, but her promise of showing me something has me even more intrigued. Is this what she had to think about? I just wonder what she's planning to do. I quickly go through the warm-up routine while Emmy bounces impatiently from one foot to the other. She really does seem to want to get moving as fast as possible. The run is over so quickly I can barely believe that I haven't fallen over dead afterwards. Emmy set a blistering pace and I, in my foolishness, kept up with her. That's how you really are going to kill yourself, man. It's going to be bad. Well, until the last few laps, I had to slow down just in case. But I don't mind, and Emmy's waiting patiently for me when I finish. As patiently as she can wait, anyway. Whoa!
Finished? Good. Come on.
Grabbing my arm, she practically rushes me down to the nurse's office. With that, guys, that's going to be the end of this episode. We're just about out of time. A lot happened, obviously, once again, for the second episode in a row. Some big things happened. I'm super glad we patched it up with Emmy because, like I said, I would have, been really devastated if I wasn't able to do that. If I wasn't able to patch things up with her, I don't know. I would have been super sad. So I'm going to make a separate save file for this one as well, just in case we are still on one of the bad paths or something like that. I don't know how many branching paths this game has, but I'm sure that there's a ton based on the number of decisions that you're given and the number of girls there are and scenarios and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video, and favorite it. Also, be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing ya. Bye-bye. Very professional. I don't wanna. Oh god, Dr. Susie, you're just as messed up. Right below the belly button, and she's just stabbed it in there. She just jammed it in and handed off the scalpel. You do the rest, have fun. Oh god, I don't want to do it. Oh, I don't like that.